Beyond Premiere, this is Christian, and this is the breakdown of the mid-season finale of Better Call Saul, titled A Plan and Execution, where we see the final plan in action. This episode as well is directed by Thomas, and he directed one of the best episodes in Breaking Bad, so you know this episode was going to be good. Throughout the episode, we finally see the plan in action, Lalo is close to his target, and what Gus and Mike are going to do about it. We also have to discuss what happened at the end of this episode. Before that, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn notifications when videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and let's begin.
Okay. Let's talk.
Let's break down each individual journey of the characters this season, starting with Lalos Journey. Now, we have seen Lalos journey to find the super lab, the proof that he needs to give Hector confirmation that Gus is building his own empire. He has been on a journey, getting closer and closer to this location, and it was to be expected that he finally arrived to the super lab, and the next step was to wait for Gus. Knowing that Gus is in the charity event in the high school, he has to wait until they arrive. He's so chill about everything that he sets up a timer to take a nap. If you think about everything that he did to get here, is a great focus on Lalo. But as we know, before arriving here, he notified Hector that he found the super lab. However, as we can see, it shows how Gus and Mike thought about everything, and they have a tap on the phone, and this is the voice recording that Mike shows to Gus in the event. One last thing about Lalo. With Lalo arriving from the streets, where does he come from? It's something that is explained in a moment. But of course, he's doing this as Gus' men are looking for him, so he has to find a different route to do his business, which is what he's doing, which is spying the super lab. He started his journey, and this is the beginning of the character, which was so hilarious to see him in flip-flops. He goes to these rental showers and set a timer to take a nap, and this is for the journey ahead, as well as a timer for the bomb to explode that's going to be this episode. He goes to the same place that we see him to go into another route. He's changing from flip-flops to boots. So a big question, of course, is where is he going? Well, he's in the tunnels of the city, and more is revealed. And the way this episode progressed is incredible. I just love how Gus has men everywhere, but Lalo's using a different route, and we can see where he is. But as we can see, he's finally in the location, in the super lab. So what was the decision of Gus and Mike? It's something that we see in this episode. Now, all this season, we have seen this lovely couple do the plan to hurt Howard's reputation, but also get the finder's fee to Jimmy. The plan has been developed since the beginning of the season, this being D-Day, and after having the plan go wrong at the end of episode 6, a big focus in this episode or so is a redo of the pictures of giving the money to the fake Casimiro. The plan was to make it seem that Jimmy is paying the judge somehow, but what happened was not what we had in mind. The plan was basic. Take the liquid from Dr. Casimiro, put that liquid in the pictures, and have that picture taken to Howard. Howard sees the pictures, he noticed that something happens between him and the judge, he accused the judge, the pictures had the liquid, Howard's eyes goes big. Okay, so what happens? Well, let's go ahead and what Jimmy and Kim did again. Now, moving into the second part of the episode, which is moving into Lenny working, pushing carts. This is where Saul pushed him to do the commercial again. Now, you can see the tension of Jimmy and the worry. In class, we see the professor telling about the cameras. He as well is not happy with the work he's doing. This is the next character that Jimmy goes to get. And what I love about this episode is just it's so hilarious, and the conversations are so natural and small. In the park, they begin the process to shoot the images again, where everyone arrives. We can see how they were both taken from a different location to shoot the images. Now, Kim and Jimmy arrive, and this is just an awesome edited episode. The plot thickens, and this changed everything, and hey, it did. But it was a fun episode, I have to say. Going from a successful shoot in the Red Room, they're developing the images with the photographer. And this is the next step in putting the liquid that will make Howard's eye big. Now also, relationship goals when they work in the images. In synchronicity that they have working in perfect harmony is why you love the relationship that they have. Well, sort of. Now moving into Jimmy taking the images running, given to someone that's going to deliver them to Howard. This is the PI that Howard hired, and this is how Jimmy and Kim were so intelligent to use the same PI, but it's actually a fake PI, changing the number. So this was a huge plan as well, which is later explained. Clifford being the first one to arrive takes a moment of solitude before everything goes horribly. He's so perfectionist that moves things, and as well as the act of service show that he's not a bad character, just like things in the perfect way. Now he teach something that I did not even knew with the soda can. I did not knew this, so this was nice to see. He even says, "Don't work our client to get a surprise, and now do we?"
Our clients to get a surprise, now do we?
Which is something that happens. Now Howard talks about his admiration and respect for Chuck, which was nice to see. This is where we cut to Howard seeing the images of Jimmy with the judge. More information is going to be given to him, and he starts putting things together. If he knew what's going to happen later in his life, this is just so sad to know. This episode is about teaching us as well how to do a potato salad. Now Irene is back after everything that has happened with her and the character of Jimmy. It was nice to see the actress, and I just love how he says how things will go in the right direction. This is just hinting about what's things to come with his life in the scene with the eyes, as well as later in the episode with Lalo. Now the small tease and how things are going to change. Howard touches the liquid and how this will make his eyes big. This is something part of the plan. He starts getting that rush from the caffeine, something that we see here. So everyone is in the room, and the most tension moment is waiting for the judge to arrive. Now Kim and Jimmy are enjoying this moment as well, listening to everything. This is where Casimiro arrives, and Howard noticed this. He connects the dots, and I'm so sad for Howard, and this is the moment that his life goes in a horrible direction. This is the moment we're all waiting. Howard says that he's an embarrassment. He creates allegation with the real judge, Casimiro, and getting all of this accusation from Howard was a surprise, of course. He denies everything, and the photos that are him, this is changed as well. This is worse when he says that he's getting paid, and the episode was just incredible. What we expected was the images not to be in the desk. Of course, they were changed, and you really feel that you're in the room listening to everything. These were the moments where his eyes are big, and Clifford takes Howard away, and you actually feel bad for Howard. The PI disconnect everything, and Howard wants to discover what's going on, and you start to feel bad for Howard, and this is, obviously is hurting his life. Now, so the lawyers decide to go into the final offer, and of course it's going to be accepted, and you think all is well, but something has to explode. Clifford says that all are lies, but Howard knows the truth. He also explained how he got the PI and how he got played, and this is so sad. I don't even know what to say. It was just so incredible, and I just love how everything that Howard says is no lie. That he's really saying everything that happened. Of course they have to settle, as they're not going to believe what Howard is saying, but this is the moment that we want. Doing this, they are celebrating and moving into the last part of the episode, which is just like tension. So Lalo is committed. He says 4 days waiting for his man, and Lalo is super smart. He has an idea, and Lalo knows everything. He says that mother of all labs. Lalo is going to go in that night, and he's committed, but how it was going to play it out. But what he doesn't expect is that, again, Gus is super smart, and the phone was tapped, and Lalo is pissed when he knows this. Why? Because they're switching things. Because of this is what it caused the death of Howard, which was like super expected. So this is when he calls Hector Salamanca to explain what happened, that he's going to the first plan. What plan A? What is that plan? But it's going to be Kim and Jimmy. Gus is adding all the men to the super lab to protect from Lalo from taking pictures or videos of the lab. But again, it's a take plot. What he's going to do, where he's going, is something that we see that Gus knows what happened with the character of Lalo. Even though Gus was not a lot in this episode, you can see how he's pissed, and now he knows how Lalo is alive and that he will go down. Now moving into the last minutes of the episode, this is something that broke my heart, I have to say, but let's break it down. Okay, so Kim and Jimmy are celebrating, watching a movie. Who is at the door? You think is Lalo, but no, it's none other than Howard. He is drunk. Throughout this, you think, hey, Lalo has to arrive soon because he said he was gonna go with plan A. You can see how Howard is sad and destroyed, and you can see it in his eyes. He wants to know what happened with Kim and Jimmy, why they went after him. He says everything that is true, and he wants to know why. Howard is going to be fine, they say, but of course he's not. Howard says all the things he's going through at the moment in his life. He says something that is incredible, and how Jimmy and Kim are so soulless that they don't have no soul. which is so true of what's going to happen with Jimmy in the future. So the big question is how this episode is going to end. Well, I was screaming no the whole time. I was so mad. I was so pissed how Howard is killed by Lalo. During this, also before this moment where we see the candle, like the candle of the fire, someone else arrived, and this was Lalo. He killed Howard without no reason. This scene, like, I feel so bad for Howard. He did not need to go through that. And of course, it was expected for Lalo to die, for Howard to die. We knew this from set photos. They actually released it a couple of months ago. I did that in my last video where I explained how things were gonna end. And yes, this is confirmation that sadly they kill Howard. Howard was an amazing character from the beginning of the season 1, and we can see how he was taken. Now, the big thing about this is that Kim didn't told to Jimmy that Lalo was alive, so this was a shock to Jimmy. What is going to be in the next couple of episodes is going to be incredible. What a way to end the mid-season finale. I cannot wait for more. I will go ahead and continue to do Better Call Saul videos until we arrive into July. But what are your thoughts? Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Christian from BM Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.